is Nigeria Info.
Quite a number of speakership aspirants and leaders who want to take up roles in National Assembly as they met with the national chairman. Their words were close to very, very mean. In some instances, they were peaceful. In some instances, they were very clever with their choice of words, but they still were very communicative. But let's conclude with what Arabambi was saying about what he thinks works now.
This is Morning Crossfire.
And President-elect that before they are swearing in, the INEC shall immediately conduct an election for the president and the vice president. Now, constitutional provision on when there is a vacancy in the presidency. Section 146, sub 1 of the National Constitution as amended states as follows. Where the office of the president is vacant and as a result of death or resignation, impeachment, or permanent incapacity or removal from any other reason, the vice president shall be sworn in as president. While section 146 sub 2 of the National Constitution amended state that where the seat of both the president and vice president become vacant, the Senate president shall hold office for the president for no more than 3 months, within which an election for a new president will be conducted to complete the remaining period. Section 146(3) of the same National Constitution as amended said, the new president elected shall nominate a vice president who shall now nominate a vice president with the approval of the Senate and the House of Reps. Sworn into the office and will continue to act in that capacity until the hearing and determination of the petition challenging the election. A refusal to swear in the president-elect as president will create a vacuum in the system. Which law above, from President Obasanjo to Yar'Adua to Jonathan to Buhari, this has remained the law and the system. Why should the position change now when the law has not been changed?
This is Morning Crossfire.
Well, there you have it. A factional leader in the Labour Party questioning the very idea for people who are saying, well, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed should not be sworn in from president-elect to president pending the time, the determination of the tribunal petitions that are going on across the pretty much in Abuja, and everybody's waiting and watching to see where it goes. Maybe peradventure they will allow us watch where that leads to. But to the more theatrical now, oh yes, it finally came out. Moments when there was engagement with the leaders of the party, that's the APC. I can't play it all, but I'll make an attempt to touch on a good number of the people who are aspiring to be speakers, Senate president, and the likes of that. And when they did meet with the APC leadership, that's the chairman of the party, they really had some very strong words about why the zoning was done the way it was done. It was not done properly. You name it. Just listen for yourself.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Let's start off with Washe. Yes, here's what he said.
Slow, but continue the fight because everybody is trying to showcase and ensure that he gets the favor of our colleagues. Some of us have tried also to reach out to members of the National Working Committee to express to them our own aspiration. We might not have reached all. We'll also try to do that. And we have tried also to reach to all critical stakeholders, or most critical stakeholders. In fact, we're crossing around the country to ensure that we have the buy-in of our leaders. But unfortunately, Your Excellency, when he told us to slow down so that we'll go for the election of the governorship, so that the party will not be distracted, and thereafter there will be another meeting that will be convened. That meeting didn't come to fruition. We never, if it actually happened, those of us that are here aspiring were not called for that meeting. What we saw on social media again was the zoning, and the macro zoned particular individuals to say these are the people that have been picked by the party. And I speak to you, sir. I want to say categorically clear that none of us here was approached or consulted even for a second to find our opinion and thought on what was going to be done or what has happened. First, we said it is social media and any prank could come up. Unfortunately, yesterday, while watching television, we saw the spokesman of our party confirming that there was negotiation or consultation, and that was why those lists were produced. It's unfortunate. This is a party that the trust is hope. This is a party that have been leveraged to the country. This is a party that we're expecting, galvanizing us and bringing us into one entity called Nigeria to serve better. Excellency, sir, that is the crux of the matter. And we feel betrayed by that action. We feel that as if our contributions are not recognized. We feel as if we are not members of this family. We feel that we have given our best, but now the best is no longer needed. And unfortunately, among the criteria that were ushered in for the emergence of the persons, is a number of bills, PhD. We don't know when National Assembly have turned to that. We don't know when criteria of such have been set. And it may interest the chairman and members of the working committee. While we are doing the campaign, an attempt was made by the speaker to call us. We respectfully went there. We sat. And when he said he wants us to come up with consensus and bill, we say, yes, fine. We are willing to do that. We took pictures, we sent to the world. And we agreed. But I don't think after that meeting, there was another meeting. And in that meeting, Your Excellency, I made bold to tell the speaker, we are told you are rooting for this particular person that has been, but he swore to us and swore to God that it was not so. I said, no, it's in the public domain. He said, no, it's not true. I don't know when Nigeria will go, and that is why when I was making my speech, I say, nobody should think that the world is in his pocket, because John Hadley Chase is dead a long time ago. Speaker alone, Your Excellency, cannot produce speaker, produce deputy speaker. Sir, I came into National Assembly in 2007. By the grace of God, I'm into my 5th term. I came in as a member of AC to ACN to now APC. I have run election on opposition without governor, without councillor, not any assistant. And I think I've seen it all in terms of resilience. And they say perseverance conquers difficulty. We have preserved to keep unity. And I want to tell this congregation, sir, I'm able to ask the speaker in one of our meetings with him. I said to him, what is making you to think when the whole thing was released, he came to us, he came to my house. I said, what makes you think that what you have done will stand the test of time? I don't know if it's gone political lineage. I think I'm a better person in terms of lineage of Aswaji family because I came in under AC from 2007 until when we had the merger. I've served you as deputy leader of the House. I'm now serving you as deputy speaker of the House of Representatives. If you are going to do anything, what makes you think that we're not qualified? And if you are going to look to the southwest, what makes you look and think that Adodogwa is not qualified? Sorry. Having served as chief whip of the House for 4 years, now leader of the House for 4 years, and then you think hierarchy can be destroyed. Not in parliamentary practice. It's never done anywhere. And I said to him, you are misleading our leader because the leader we know is not what you are now trying to show. And I'm referring to the president-elect because they are dropping his name. And I don't want to believe to this moment that the president-elect is the one behind this. I don't want to believe it. And I said to you, if you are going to notice, you have a chairman of operation. In ranking after the leadership, he comes. You are a senator, and you know it. So if you are doing that, sir, and you are a senator too, sir, what is making you to think that you cannot go on to pick the chair? Did you work and succeed, and you succeeded, and you are now saying you succeeded as only a person, Femi Bajamila? I say it's not done like that. We all gave you the cooperation. If it is in the executive session, I will reveal to you certain things I mentioned to him, that it is because we are able to stomach a lot of things that we didn't allow the house to go on rancor. And it is sacrifice. So we have sacrificed. If it is gunning for votes, we have gone to look for the votes for the party. We have worked as seriously for the party. In addition, Mr. Chairman, sir, respected leaders, we are here to protest and to appeal to you to go again to look into this matter. That what has been ushered out will not stand. And we are disciplined party people. I have demonstrated that when in 2015, my brother knows, I was elected chief whip. I got the signing. But when prevailing and then issues came, they asked me to step down from my brother, and Dogwa was given the chief whip. Bubaba from my zone was given the deputy leader of the house. I did that. And I sacrificed for the system. I'm not a selfish politician. That did not stop there. When I was given, I'm here for service. We are not here for any other thing. I'm to protect and defend our people. I want to say too, in 2019, Your Excellency, and the certain members of National Working Committee, I was going in for speakership. I was pretty sure I was going to win. Leaders of the party called me, and leadership, including the president, and appealed to me to step down for Honorable Femi. I did that. And that was how I came in to take the position of the deputy speaker. So it means then we are party people. We are disciplined. And by our culture, we are very disciplined people. I want to say, sir, what has happened, I think that they are taken for granted. If there was negotiation, he was also called to negotiation, because in that year, he was also among those who were running. And we had series of meetings, and there was conversing before we eventually arrived. Sir, I want to appeal. I don't know whether the National Public Secretary was doing that on his own, or he was doing on behalf of the National Working Committee. You recall, sir, because we should save ourselves from embarrassment. There was a moment when somebody was given as a presidential candidate. But again, we saw the protest, and we saw how Nigerians came together to say, no, power must shift, and power shifted. And this is part of what I think we should also be giving. We should be giving respect. We should be giving recognition. We should be appreciated for the good service we have done. And I want to believe we have given our best, and the best should not be taken for granted. We are Nigerians. If I cannot speak the truth at this hour, I'm not qualified to be a member of House of Representatives. I'm not qualified to be in that green hollow chamber for the period of time I've been here. And I want to say we are willing and appealing to you that when issues were being thrown up, Your Excellency, that my brother Betera is eminently qualified, but that he stepped down because we have a vice president there. Why then are we having lopsided distribution? Is it because those of us for the North Central are taking for slaves? Or we are not recognized in spite of our own activity? 4 years is not too much. Let us not destroy this party before we go into a next election. We should build this party on the spirit and trust of equity distribution of everything resources. It's guaranteed by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Section 14.4 is very clear that the composition of government of Nigeria or any of the agencies shall be carried out in such a manner as to reflect the character of Nigeria, thereby ensuring there shall not be predominance of persons for inferior state or for ethnic in that government or any agencies. This is the Constitution that is guiding us. So if the party is now doing that, and then they are throwing the provision of the Constitution, and then muzzling some of us, I think it's not going to be taken, sir. I'm sorry, I'm speaking as an activist because I was one, and I remain one, and I will continue to be one, because I believe that every entity in Nigeria must have a say. I believe every entity in Nigeria must be carried. This is the truth why some of us jumped. Even then, my state was PDP to go to AC.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Stay with us right here on Nigeria Info. Listen to other people and what they have to say. Things are getting more interesting.
This
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
Saturday, come.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 This is Nigeria Info.
To those roles. Now, having announced the key players, some of the players who have now been outplayed by the move on the sidelines did meet with the leadership of the party, and I'm taking their views in this very morning. Listen to the next person who felt really outplayed again.
This is Morning Crossfire.
I've been in the National Assembly. We came in with the Deputy Speaker in 2007. We've been in the House together for 16 years today. And in the last House, I was to contest with the current Speaker. I was called by the President-elect through our comrade here. We went in to see him. He told me, Betara, I want you to allow Femi to be the Speaker because Femi is retiring from the National Assembly and we are to see the President tonight. And I told him, Daddy, there's no need for me to see the President with you. If that is what you want, I'm done. I will see my group and discuss with them. Then from there, we move on to support Femi to become the Speaker. Mr. Chairman, our leaders, I did that. After our election in the 9th Assembly, the President-elect still called me and said, Betara, I want you to hold the House for Femi. And I said, Daddy, I will work with Femi for 4 years. I'm not going to turn. If Femi really is ready to work with us with an honest mind, and he said, go ahead, I will talk to him. Femi appointed me as chairman, House Committee on Appropriations, where I worked well with him. And everybody here can testify that it is in the 9th Assembly that we had a good running with the appropriations without any inches, no problem. I've done well for the House and I've done well for the party. Leaders here, I need to tell everybody here, when we are going into the election, I supported every member of APC. Every member of APC went for elections. I supported everybody. And I supported some of our leaders even contesting for elections. I was shocked and I was hearing that I did anti-party. Leader, Mr. Chairman, my unit is Fantami unit in Biu. My result is in the INEC. You can request for my result for my unit. If I did anti-party, it's going to show in my unit. That is what I've been hearing. And another thing I need to clear here today, sir. Somebody told me that the same group are saying
This is Nigeria Info.